being skinny doesn't give you that green light of falling in love with yourself. So many people come to me and Abby and say, I want to be skinny because that's going to make me happier. It's such the wrong way of approaching your weight loss journey. It's not the green light, and we're going to tell you exactly why. Welcome to our podcast, Fuck the Diet Cycle, with myself, Lauren Knight, and Abby Lodge. This is for you if you want to cut through the diet industry bullshit and finally end that cycle. Grab yourself a cuppa, get comfy, and let's dive straight in, shall we?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think a lot of people kind of, if you have struggled with your weight, whatever size you are, or like you've got loads to lose or whatever, but you always think, oh, if I was skinny, then I'd be much happier and everything would be much easier. It doesn't happen like that. Just because your body might have changed doesn't mean that you actually love yourself. You have to work on actually loving yourself and portraying that and giving that energy off. So many people will just look at like influencers or big public figures and think she's got everything, she's a size whatever, I want to be her. But everybody has different circumstances in their life, everybody has a different lifestyle, everybody has different X, Y, and Z. You have to work on what makes you happy. And that goes the same with the other scale. Like there are plus size women who are so fucking happy, so confident, and absolutely idolize themselves because they love themselves. They love themselves enough to be like, I don't care what size I am. Doesn't matter what size is in my jeans or on the scale. I'm happy. It comes down to what makes you happy, and that weight doesn't make you happy. I mean, it makes things a little bit better, of course, for me personally, but it doesn't mean I lost weight and I was instantly happy. No, because that's putting bloody work.
Yeah, and I think that's why when we have new slimmers come to us to start their weight loss journey, we make it very, very clear that we're not setting end numbers. Like we don't set goal weights. That does not come from myself or Ab because it has to be personal. The scales do not define you, nor does your dress size. You do not walk into a room and introduce yourself based upon the number that flashes back up in your face or the size that's in your jeans. But what you do is walk around with an air of confidence when you feel good. Now, that
Yes.
isn't automatic just because you lose weight. Now, I remember probably, well, it must have been about 3 years ago, Ab, when 2.5, 3 years ago when you came on board as a consultant and we'd got so much closer. Do you remember me sending you pictures of me sitting in front of a mirror?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so what? I was 4 years into maintenance by that point,
Yeah.
and I am extremely happy with my weight loss journey. I am nowhere near a size 0, 6, or 8, like that typical what you've been brought up to think is acceptable weight. I am a curvy size 12. I'm just on the cusp of that BMI being green.
Mm.
But I don't aspire to be a size 8 or a size 0. However, it became apparent to me that a lot of surgery was going on. The mummy makeovers kind of made a thing, like it was a big
Yeah.
thing then. Everyone was getting rid of their skin, which is fine. Like I have no issue with that, but it influenced me. It got into my head. So all of a sudden, this confident person that I'd become was like, oh, but I think I need to chop this bit off now, or I need to have a lift here. And Ab, can you see this hanging out? Look what happens when I sit down. And I sent you a picture, and it
Yeah.
was really getting to me. And I was like, right, hold on a minute. You've lost all this weight. You look amazing in your clothes. You've found your dress sense. You have done all of the work. So why are you still comparing to people that want to go and do that? And that is fine. I've got nothing against it at all. But you don't. You don't want to go and have that surgery. You don't actually want to go through that procedure. So why the fuck are you caring?
Yeah.
And you had to give me a really good talking to, didn't you?
Yeah, because like you say, you were influenced, and especially in this day and age with social media, everyone lives on social media. It's so easily to become influenced and compare yourself. We are suckers for comparing ourselves and being like, oh well, she lost the same amount of weight as me and I've got more loose skin than her, but she's having surgery. And then you're like, oh my God, like that means I need to have it. No, that you know that surgery for you isn't going to make you happy, isn't going to make you more confident, isn't going to make you feel any different, apart from you won't have, that little bit of loose skin when you sit down, which, let's face it, guys, you sit down, you've lost weight, you're going to have loose skin. Like, that is just a given. And these things, like these celebrities and models and everything, try and portray this perfect life and perfect image. I bet that they sit there sometimes at night when all the cameras are off and they're on their own and they pull themselves apart, because that is what people do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what I needed to get my head around, that actually it wasn't the surgery that I needed, because like you say, I would, let's just say I went and had a mummy makeover, right? Yes, of course, that would give me a washboard stomach. It would have lifted up my hips and whatever. But then I'd be focused on the fact that I've got bingo wings. I would be focused on the fact that I've now got a saggy ass or my thighs are shaking.
What about your boobs, Lauren? Come
Oh
on.
yeah, and my boobs, okay. My boobs that when I lean forward look like I just got marbles in the end of a sock, right? Okay, so we can literally, it would be the next thing. Then the next, because
Yeah.
that's the kind of person I am. I would never, if I start, I don't think I
Not
would
keep going.
stop, because
No.
then it'd be like that highlights that bit, and then it goes and highlights that bit. And that's why I, in the end, was like, right, okay, you need to address this, because clearly losing 6 stone hasn't given you that green light to always love yourself. And that was a reality check for me. And I think that's where our self love journey program came from,
Yes. Mhm.
because we realized that actually it doesn't matter whether you lose a stone for your bikini for holiday, or you lose 6 stone, or you lose 4 stone in 16 weeks. If you have not started to learn how to love yourself and accept your new body and know that you actually aren't going to look like your 16-year-old self because you've had children, or we've naturally aged and we might have a few extra wrinkles, or you've got your stretch marks because you've carried your babies, they're important things to accept, but we're very quick to rip ourselves apart instead. So we created that program to work with our women predominantly, and men need to go through it as well, but predominantly women, to go, actually, your weight loss journey does not automatically mean you're going to love yourself.
No, absolutely. And the one that we're running one at the moment, well, it will be finished by the time that this goes out. And people are like, shit, like the things that we're getting them to think about, of like, things in your body that you do love, because people won't actually sit there and go, I actually really like X on my body, because because of social media, because of the press, because of everything, we're so quick to tear ourselves down. And you hit the nail on the head there. We are constantly comparing ourselves to 16-year-old you, or 15, whatever, when you hadn't had children. Puberty had probably, you got your hips and everything, and you look, fantastic. But that's a child's body. At the end of the day, for 16, that's a child's body. At our ages now, or, mid-20s, whatever, children, life happens. We're women, and everybody carries their weight differently. And you have to get out of that image of that perfect person. And I was the same, because I remember when I got close to goal, and then I said, oh, I think I want to be the same weight as Michelle Keegan, because I love Michelle Keegan. And then I looked at her weight and thought, fuck me, Jesus Christ, I've got a long way to go here. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll settle at 9.5 stone. And you were like, why? And I was like, 'cause it sounds like a nice number. And you were like, do you walk into the room and say, hi, my name's Abby and I weigh 9.5 stone? No. So why are you going to push yourself and push yourself and push yourself to lose the extra stone to get to 9.5 stone? To then potentially, if I'd have pushed and pushed and pushed, because I was quite, down the line on plan, I could have pushed for that 9.5 stone, all right, and got there. Would I be sitting here 3 years later maintaining that? No, probably not, because it would be too hard for me to maintain. Where I am now, I've maintained my weight. pretty happy, pretty comfortably for 3 years, not having to really worry about it, because that is where I am happy. And like you say, yeah, I'm not a size 8, bloody, 10, 12, BMI, simple. I'm happy. I've got wobbly bits, I've got stretch marks, I've got cellulite, all of these things, but that is me. That is what's made me. And now I just look at my body and I'm like, I've abused you for a long time because of all the food abuse and things like that. And now I'm going to love you because you supported well, not very well supported my growing my children, but that's another story.
It tried.
It tried. And your body tells a story. So
absolutely does. And that's beautiful. Your body tells a story. And that's something that we want you to listen to this episode, and once you've stopped listening to us babbling on, take a moment to think about 3 things that you do actually love about your body. And it might be hard, but we don't mean the hair on your head, like actually about your body, because we've had that, haven't we? Like we've tried to have cop-outs. Oh, I like my hair. Yeah, your hair is beautiful, but I want you to think about your body. Is it that you like your back? Do you like your chest area? Have you got really sexy legs? Like think about it and be honest with yourself. 3 things that you love. And then think about, do you dress to accentuate those things of your body? So I actually like showing off my collarbones. So I find dresses or one-shouldered tops and things like that show off my collarbone. Whereas I wouldn't wear a crop top and show off my belly because I'm still a little bit conscious of that. It's getting better. And I'm working with that, but I wouldn't naturally be able to put on a crop top and go, I feel comfortable. So I don't do that. But I do like the bottom half of my legs. So when I wear heels, I'm like, damn, they're being on show because they look banging. You've got to start working on that. Looking at your wardrobe, are you actually covering up the things that you love? I bet you are. And when you are looking at yourself, do you automatically go to the places that you dislike and then rip shreds off yourself? Now put yourself in your daughter's shoes or your mum's shoes or your best friend's. Would you allow somebody to talk to them like that? Would you talk to them like that? The answer is no. So stop doing it to yourself. And as of today, understand that skinny doesn't mean that you are going to fall in love with yourself. Skinny doesn't mean that that's the only success that you're going to have on the journey. Skinny doesn't mean that everybody around you is going to love you either. It starts on within, and you must work on the inside to allow that to happen on the outside.
Yeah, you can't expect, finishing off, you can't expect someone to love you if you don't love yourself.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. If you loved it, don't forget to press that subscribe button and the little bell so that you never miss a future episode. We will be back here with a new one on Sunday at 7 a.m.